to jump on quickly and show you. These are my little February customer appreciation treats that are going out with the February class kit. It's just a little Valentine's treat. These little chocolate hearts come in a bag and they're from Marks and Spencer's. I picked those up when I was out food shopping the other day. And there's enough, I've put 3 in each package. And there's enough in one bag. I think that was £3 for the bag. And there's enough for 11 boxes, and I had 1 spare heart for me, so I quickly ate it. I had to sample the goods naturally. So I'm just going to show you how I made these boxes. So I started with the new Sweet Talk Designer Series paper, and I've some, obviously you can see I've used more than others, and I'm literally down to the last piece of the pattern that I've used for the boxes, but those are the papers, and they're all quite delicious, and they're in the January to June mini that's out now. And the paper that I used, I've literally just thrown on the floor. One sec. Here we go. It's that pattern. So it is all the hearts, and then it's got a lovely stripe on the back side. So the box requires a piece of paper that measures 3.5 inches across by 4.5 inches down, and the pattern, as you can see, it's in portrait format for the little box. Now I use my trimmer not only to cut the paper, but I did use my trimmer for all the scoring on this, purely because I love the scoreboard for scoring cardstock, but sometimes I find it's a little the grooves are a little bit too deep for the paper, and you can have a tendency to tear more easily. Please excuse my voice, I'm coming out of a cold. I've still got a bit of the deep voice. So this is how we do it. So we've got, as I say, 3.5 inches across, 4.5 inches down, and I'm in portrait format, so this is the short side that we are scoring on. So I've got my cutting blade all the way to the top of the trimmer and out the way, and I'm positioning it first at 1 1/4 inch, so 1 1/4 inch, and I'm going to bring up the lighter blade, which is the scoring blade, and I'm just doing 1 run up because it is paper. So that was 1 1/4. I'm now going to 1 5/8 of an inch. I'm then going across to 2 7/8 of an inch and scoring, and the final one on this side is at 3 1/4. So those are all my score lines on the short side. So very quickly I'll run over again. So it was 1 1/4, 1 5/8, 2 7/8 and 3 1/4. So now we're going to rotate this so it's landscape, so we're scoring along the long side. Now because the first one is 1/4 inch, it's a bit fiddly. I tend to do this on the right side of the cutting groove, the channel. So I'm just here at 1/4 inch. There's your 1/2 inch mark. I'm just at 1/4 inch for my first score line. Staying on this side, I'm going to 5/8 of an inch, and I'm running my score tool down there, and then I concentrate on the left side. So I come over here and I want to be at 3 7/8. Oh sorry, I flip my paper round first. So the 2 lines I've scored already are now on the left side, and I'm scoring here on the right, but I need to be at 3 7/8. Run that up, and the last one is 4 1/4. So I'll score that back down. Okay, so that's all the scoring done. So I'll pop that out of the way, and I will grab my bone folder, which is just here. Which one? I'm looking which one's cleaner. There we go, I think it's that one. Okay, so I'm going to score. Sorry, I've already scored. I'm going to fold and burnish on all of those score lines. So I am being careful because it's paper and I don't want it to tear. And a little skinny 1/4 inch line just there. So that's that side, and then we're going to go the other way and fold and burnish all of those other ones, the other side like so, and the last one is just here like that. Okay, so that's where we're at the moment. Now I'm going to bring this in because this is one that I have cut ready, so you can see exactly where I'm going to cut out and away which bits I'm going to snip off. So I have my snips. So the first thing, I'm going to work from the bottom. So working from the bottom, the 1/4 inch score line is down the right hand side. So I'm cutting up the first set of score lines to the second horizontal score line. Okay, so this bit I'm keeping. I'm going to push that back a second. This little square here that's got a tab there, I'm just going to cut a slight angle on the 3rd score line, and I'm coming back to the 2nd one now and snipping there. Sorry, that's the 1st vertical and the 2nd vertical. Snipping that bit away, so that makes a tab. This section I don't want at all, so I'm coming next, I'm coming to the 1, 2, the 3rd vertical score line, cut up, and I'm going to fold this back and this back while I cut straight across there and take that off. So that's gone. So let's see what we've got left at the moment. So we've got this piece intact, one little square tab. We need another little square tab here. So again, I'm just going to mitre by cutting at an angle. Snip that bit off. And then finally, this 1/4 inch strip that goes up the side, I'm just going to mitre as well, because that's going to be the tab that we glue down. So that's the bottom. And now we're going to turn it round so it's facing us and basically emulate what's up here down here. So we're keeping this section down here. So cutting that. I'm cutting straight up the next one, but I'm going to cut at slight angles on this tab and rotate there to snip that away. This is the section I want rid of, but I want a tab on this square here. So again, I'm tucking it away. I'm going to tuck those away and turn it so I can cut along the line and get rid of that. There we go. I'm just going to mitre, so I'm taking tiny little slither triangles off there just to give me a nice neat tab at that point. Snip that off, and then this little sorry, I'm getting tongue tied, the tiny bit off this side. So if I lay that down, you can see exactly what you need. Now at this point, if you want to take a screenshot of that so you see the pattern that you're wanting to make, by all means go ahead and do so, but I'll continue. So on this very top and bottom, this is the tab that's going to tuck in. So again, I'm just going to take tiny little triangles just to mitre there and there, like that. So that's all the little bits away, and now I'm going to glue it together. So I'm folding in now from the right hand side, the second score line. I'm going to fold in, and I love wet glue. I know some people don't get on with it very well, but I do love it. I'm just trying to find a bottle that's got some that's going to work for me. So I'm putting a tiny little line of glue up the flap there, and I'm going to fold over so that the box is completely flat at this stage. And again, I use my bone folder for this bit, so I'm just burnishing, and I'm just going to pop it now the other way and lay it down and burnish just to make sure it's beautifully stuck. So we've got 2 tabs, so we tuck them in. So this is the bottom of my box because my hearts are pointing that way. The paper's upside down at the moment, and I'm just going to tuck in that bottom flap, which should go in quite easily. Something stop it. I think I've not mitered it enough, so let me just snip a tiny bit more. There we go. That goes. That's it. That's beautiful. So that's in there. That's the bottom. Excuse me 1 second while I turn my alarm off. And now I'm going to fill my box. So I did it so that I'd got a red heart, a stripy foiled heart, and then another red heart, and that worked with the quantity that I'd got. So I slide those 3 in, give it a bit of a shake, tuck those tabs, and then again fold that shut. There we go. Marks and Spencer's do lovely milk, Belgian milk chocolate. It's very, very nice. So there's the little box. So now we want to embellish it. So if you can see on the 3 that I've done here, I've got these little tags and they've all got little hearts. Now these little these are the Resin Hearts from the Snail Mail collection. I had plenty left over. The best place to check, I'm not sure if we've still got any, they might be available on the clearance rack. I'm not entirely certain, but that's where I got them from. But you could use other little embellishments. But how I made them is I got from 2 different sets of dies. So from the Meadow dies, there's a little tag, so that's what I use for that. And then from the Give It a Whirl dies, there are 3 different sizes of heart, and I used the baby one with the stitching. So I got those, and then I got some scraps of Whisper White, Real Red and Blushing Bride. So you can see here I've die cut some tags, a selection of tags and a selection of hearts. There we go. And on, if I tip it all off actually, on some of them I actually, after die cutting the heart, after die cutting the tag, I then went back with the heart and die cut the heart from the tag. So you can see that one on this one here. So I've got a white tag with a Blushing Bride like this. So white tag with a Blushing Bride tag with the heart cut out, and then I put the little resin heart together. You can see I've got a selection where I've done I've always done the Blushing Bride, the Real Red and the white together, but obviously in the pack of the hearts we only have red hearts and white hearts. So what I did was I utilised actually my Flirty Flamingo light blend, so this is the alcohol blend, and I coloured one of the white hearts pink to see how that would look. So I was quite happy. So I've done a whole selection of different layouts of tag, and because I couldn't decide which one I like the best, I thought, well, you know what, I'm gonna use them all and give each box a slightly different tag. So I've just zoomed in at this point just to show you how I wrap the box with the twine. I've got some little tags ready to go. I've kept my twine on the reel to be a little bit more frugal. So I've got a length that is probably the length of the front of the box, to be honest. It's enough to make a loop and a tail. So I'm pinching just on the front where I want the knot to be. I'm wrapping it around the back to the front, and then over my nail I'm going down the front and up the back, and I lay it down. Okay, on this tail I'm going to add the tag, so I slide that on, pop that down there, and then bring over the twine that's still attached to the spool. Sorry, I'm getting really tongue-tied today. And at this point I'm going to knot. So I'm not actually using the end that's tied to the spool. I'm using the loose end just to get that knot in the right place, and then from here I can make my loop, make my bow, pull that nice and tight, and then I just hold the knot down with my finger while I then pull the tails and make the bow nice and neat, just like that, and then I trim my tails, and I've only wasted that much twine. So this is why I find keeping it on the spool, when I've got a whole spool, obviously when I do class kits you get a length cut, but that's how I do it. Now, as I say, the quantity of chocolates make 11 altogether, so you can see I've been busy. I've still got some more to wrap, still got some more to make. In fact, I've run out of chocolate hearts. I need to go and buy some more to make more than 11. But yes, just wanted to jump on and show you some sweet little Valentine type treats that don't cost an awful lot, but they're just a really cute little token for Valentine's Day. So I hope you enjoyed that. I've also made a Valentine's card. There should be a link come just above now if you want to have a look at the Valentine card made with the same papers. And I will see you next time.